Good evening, everyone. I'm just waiting for all the channels to come on. Usually YouTube can see me first, and then after that, Instagram and Facebook can see me. So, okay, I think we are live across the board. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay with JBF Oakland County. If I haven't had the pleasure of getting to meet you yet or talk to you in person, it's so great to see you. And what we're going to do tonight is just chat for like 30 minutes related to the sale, related to getting ready to sell your items at the sale. So this is an informal office hours style chat. Next week, I am going to do our Seller 101 party, which is a more structured kind of hour or 45-minute long conversation where I come online and I talk to you guys about, is particularly to those of you who are brand new selling with JBF Oakland County, about how to get started selling for the sale. I do that about 2 weeks before the sale because many of us haven't started preparing yet. I know that our seller group has been actually pretty busy this season, and that there are a lot of you who are very excited and getting an early start on your tagging. Kudos to you guys. I am so excited and proud of you for being proactive and starting your sale preparations, because the earlier you start, the easier it is and the less stressful it is. So thanks, guys, who have chosen to get started. And those of you who haven't started yet, don't worry, you're not too late. You're not behind. Many people haven't started tagging yet. And in fact, many people do end up waiting until like the week before the sale to do their tags. Now, do I recommend that? Nope, but we all are tagging till the last minute. So welcome again. And what I'm going to do tonight is just go through some basics of preparing items. And then really this is an office hours type format. You can ask me your questions, ask me about the sale, whether you're a shopper or a seller, or if you're curious about selling and you're here with us tonight because you're trying to figure out what that looks like. Feel free to ask me all your questions and I am happy to answer them and tell you all about the sale. So first, iced coffee, decaf iced coffee. So, all right. So let's start tonight. I'm going to assume that those of you who are watching tonight with me are individuals who are selling your gently used outgrown items at the sale. And so if you are one of those people, then I'm going to show you guys some various like tagging examples so that you can get a sense of, from a very simple perspective, what it looks like to start prepping some stuff for the sale. I pulled like 5 or 6 different types of examples. I pulled a little dress. So this is a dress that I have hung on a coat hanger, and I'm just going to cover real quick for you guys what hanging clothes looks like. Clothes are our big money maker at the sale in terms of the thing that is the most profitable for our sellers. Like, our sellers tend to make the most money selling clothes. It's one of the main reasons that people come shopping at the sale. And this season is our spring sale, so we'll be accepting all the clothes that would be appropriate for warm weather in Michigan from the end of our sale at the end of March until like mid-August, when we have our fall and back to school season sale. So in Michigan, we know that it's going to be, we're preparing for warmer weather. And also in Michigan, there are still lots of times in the summertime where it's a little cooler and longer sleeves or longer pants are appropriate. So what we're looking for in this sale in terms of clothes from you guys is your spring and summer stuff: t-shirts, tank tops, shorts, athletic apparel, swimsuits, dresses, sandals. And if you bring a few like leggings or some long sleeves, rain jackets, those types of things, that's all totally appropriate too. Snow pants, probably not. right? A sweatshirt that has a picture of Santa Claus on it, I would save that for our winter and holiday sale that is in October and November this year. But what you should be focusing your time on is your best spring and summer stuff. So I pulled an example of a little dress that I'm going to show you guys. And I pulled this example to show you how you should hang something that's a little bit challenging to hang. Now, I will tell you guys right off the bat, I am almost always mirrored. Okay, so if everything looks backwards to you from what I'm saying it is, it's because I'm mirrored um, on the camera. And I've played around with the settings on Restream before. That's the software I'm using to stream to you guys. I've tried to turn mirroring off, and then Facebook still somehow seems to be able to reverse whatever Restream does, and I end up mirrored anyway. So the way I am holding this coat hanger is, to me, when I look at the piece, it looks like it is in the shape of a question mark. Okay. So when you hang your items on coat hangers, everything that you bring to sell at the sale, you are going to sell it on a coat hanger. The coat hanger is going to go with the person who purchases the item. Hopefully, they save that coat hanger and bring it back next season when they start selling at the sale. Um, and we're going to be hanging our items all with the top of the coat hanger facing like a question mark. And the reason that we do that is so that everything is facing the same way than when the shopper is shopping, and so that the tag ends up in roughly the same place for every item that the shoppers are looking through to make the shopping experience smooth and easy. So I've hung this on my coat hanger like a question mark, even if it doesn't look like a question mark to you, it is. And this is like a girl's dress, a cute little girl's dress with pockets, and it's like a little tie neck, like it's like one of those little like strapless like tie neck dresses. It's got the little neck back here. So since it doesn't really have straps, like I tied this around the hanger, but this isn't really what's holding it on. This would otherwise just be like hanging. So what I've done to make this work on this coat hanger is I've taken a pair of safety pins. These are 1.5-inch safety pins, which is a number 2 safety pin. That size is an adequate size to be able to clip around the hanger here so that this is secured and is not going to fall off the hanger. It's also a small enough size where if I remove this safety pin and there are any teeny tiny little holes that the safety pin has put in the fabric, those holes will wash out in the wash. Safety pins spread the fibers of fabric apart. And so even though you may see a small hole when I pull the safety pin out of here, as soon as I throw this garment in the washing machine, the water is going to make that hole close right back up. And it's not really a hole. It's just where the fibers have just been pushed apart temporarily because of the pin. So I've hung this dress on here. I've secured it with these safety pins. I've put the safety pins around the actual coat hanger itself so that this cannot fall off. Give it a good shake test. It's not going anywhere. And this is ready for me to put a tag on it to bring to the sale. I brought you this example because this is also a way that you could hang pants if you are bringing pants to the sale, but you don't have any pant hangers. So regular hangers are pretty affordable. We sell them on our website at cost. Typically, like 15 cents a piece is a good price. We always want you to be like sourcing your supplies for free. So if you can look on Facebook Marketplace or ask a family or friend, or just use the ones that your kids have outgrown and bring those hangers to the sale, that's great. If for some reason you have to like get hangers in order to be able to participate in the sale, you can buy them from us at cost, or you can try to source them from like Facebook Marketplace, Neighbors, Target. Sometimes will give them away. Kohl's will sometimes give them away, and Old Navy pretty frequently gives them away if you call ahead and ask. So anyway, 15 cents a piece is a good price for a coat hanger. And pant hangers are like way more expensive. Does not make sense to buy them. So what you can do with a pair of pants is you just imagine this is like the waistline of a pair of pants. Exact same thing. You'd use a pair of safety pins and you would attach your pants to the hanger like this. I've got an example that I'm going to show you of that in a minute, but for right now, I'm going to grab this blank piece of paper that's just like a spare card or a spare tag from where I was cutting tags earlier, and I'm going to show you. I can just take this tag, imagine it's a tag. Actually, do I have one here? No, these are just all spares. Oh, you know what? I've got this one that is a VTech puppy carrier that I was going to sell on the sale, and my daughter told me no, I couldn't sell it. So, all right. So let's pretend that this is the right tag for this clothing. What I would do, there's this picture of the safety pin here. You can pin through that. It's a little challenging. I don't necessarily recommend it. Your tags will stay on just fine if you just poke a little hole right around where that D is there, and you're going to put your tag somewhere on this side of the garment. Okay, if this item is hanging on the rack like so, this side of the garment is going to be in and away from the shopper. This side of the garment is going to be visible to the shopper. And so we want the tag over here on this side. If I am wearing the garment, that's on the left side of the garment. Okay, if I'm looking at it, it's on my right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is aim to put this somewhere on the item where I don't think it's going to cause any damage to the item. I would love to do it in a tag. If this item actually had a tag, then I would put it there. It doesn't have a tag. This is one of those that's like seamless or sorry, tagless. And so I'm just going to put my safety pin into like something close to a seam, just because again, we know safety pins don't leave holes, those holes wash out, and yet we just want to be ultra careful. So I put it into the seam that was up here on the ruffle, just pinned it like that, and that's good to go. This item is ready for the sale. So I have two different sizes of safety pin that I use to prepare for the sale. I sell these, or we sell these on our website as well. Again, at cost, I think it's like 50 is $1 or $2. These are the number 2 safety pins. Number 2 safety pins are 1.5 inches. Okay. All right. These ones are the best ones for hanging pants and for going around coat hangers like that. They're just big enough to be able to accommodate that pretty well. And then these are number 1 safety pins. They're just a tiny bit smaller. They're like 1.1 inches. So they're a little bit smaller. These work great for hanging tags. It doesn't matter. You can just use the bigger safety pins to hang the tags. And I think we charge the same price for one versus the other. Sometimes people are worried about, like really worried about making a hole in a garment. And the 1 inch safety pin has like a somewhat finer gauge, so it's less likely to make a hole. And so I just like it for hanging tags. They cost the same price for me to purchase them, and the same price that I sell them. So anyway, those are the safety pins that we buy. And that's how you would hang something. Oh, Chrissy, safety pin induced finger pricks. Yes. Yep. That's one of the things. That's one of the things that can happen. Okay. And so that's a great segue, Chrissy, for me to mention to you guys that you can also use a tagging gun to hang things at the sale. So I grabbed this hanger. This is a metal hanger. I like metal hangers when I'm going to hang pants because this is a super thin wire and it's easy for me to get my safety pin around here. I grabbed this little pair of pants because it's super stained. So I was going through some clothing today. This is stained, and so I'm going to demo this and hang it, and then I'm going to show you all the things that you can do that are going to be not optimal with your clothes. Okay. All right. So the best way to hang this item on a hanger is to hang it from the upper bars or from the arms of this coat hanger. The reason it's best to hang this from the arms of the coat hanger or these shoulders, whatever you want to call this, is that this is going to create the most stability on the hanger for this garment. I'm going to show you the difference between hanging it up here and hanging it down on the bottom bar. Okay, I'm going to do it on the bottom bar first, and you'll see what is going to happen. So I'm going to take 2 little safety pins, put them in the hem of, or the waistband of this little stretchy pair of pants here. Okay. I've hung them on the bottom bar. Okay, they look great, don't they? They look so nice. And here's what's going to happen when this guy hangs on the rack at our sale. Shoppers are going to push and swipe, and your pants are going to end up hanging like that. Okay. And there's just something about it. Like, I feel like at the end of the sale, half the pants that are left look like this. This is just like visually less appealing. And, I think it's like harder to tell, like it's like you have like it causes effort. Like it causes the shopper to experience effort, right? Now, if I'm a shopper and I'm going to consider buying this, I have to like slide it out and figure out what it looks like and like look at the tag. And that's just too much when I've got like my kids with me and I'm being lazy. And so this is just going to get slid and like ignored. Okay. So what we recommend you do is that you avoid going from the bottom bar, and then instead you go up on the top shoulder. If you pin up on the top shoulder of this coat hanger, so from here up to here, okay, then just the way that the coat hanger is shaped, it can't slide, and it's going to stay a lot more stable and look a lot nicer. Okay, so I fixed it, I moved it, and like these two things are going to like fight each other, and this is going to stay, and it might like slide a tiny bit, but it's not going to slide nearly like it did before, and it's going to be pretty stable on the hanger. Okay, so this is an example of one way that I would recommend that you hang pants. Okay, if you don't have a pant hanger, you can do it like this. Now, Chrissy was mentioning safety pin induced pin pricks, right? So I'm also going to show you guys how you can tag with a tagging gun. And I totally forgot to grab it. So let me grab one real quick. I'm just going to grab a new one actually. Okay. So we sell tagging guns as well. These ones I sell for $10 because that's what they cost me when I bought them a while ago. Give me 1 minute, guys. Lately on Amazon, I've seen some for like $8 to $10. So if you can find one for less than $10, like by all means, buy that one. I bought these ones just because at the time that I purchased them, a tagging gun kit was going for about $18, and I found these for $10, and so that was a pretty good deal. I don't know why they've recently gotten cheaper. It's interesting, but I'm just going to cut this one open and show you guys what comes in here. Okay, so I think this tagging gun kit that we sell comes with 1,000 barbs. These are tagging gun barbs. These are 2 inches long. That's what they are. Okay, and the tagging gun, it has a way thicker needle than the needle on a safety pin. Okay, so it's like substantially thicker than a safety pin. See the difference, right? And so that is why we say that you should be ultra careful if you're going to use a tagging gun. This coring needle, it does not separate the fibers of an item in this or a garment in the same way that that happens with a safety pin. This will like poke a hole, a permanent hole in your garment, and that's a big bummer because at JBF we have quality standards, right? Like it's really important to us that the items that we're selling to local families are super high quality. All of the clothing is getting inspected as it comes in the door, right? We have our inspection process that all of our sellers have to go through, and we're looking for stains, rips, tears, holes, all those things. Those things can't be sold at JBF. It's great for you to send those out to Simple Recycling and do like textile recycling. But we don't sell those things at JBF. And if you happen to show up and your tagging gun has inadvertently made a bunch of holes in clothing, unfortunately, we can't sell it. It becomes what we call a no thank you item. So I'm going to show you the safe and the right way to do this, and also the wrong way to do this, since this is like a pretty stained up pair of pants and I can't sell them at JBF. Okay, so I've got a blank piece of paper. We're going to imagine it's a tag. I'm going to poke into the paper, right? And then I am going to put my tagging gun needle into an inner seam. If the inner seam has two layers, an outer layer of the waistband and an inner layer of the waistband, or we see this in the collar of shirts as well, the inner layer of the shirt and the outer layer of the shirt, I'm going to be ultra careful that my needle is only going through the inner layer and not piercing through to the outer layer because hole, right? Okay. If the garment happens to have a tag like this one does, 100% of the time, just put the needle in the tag. Easy peasy, safe. You're not going to have any trouble. You're going to be okay if you do it that way. All right. So, tagging gun, put the needle in the tag. Oh, the first one is always a little weird. Yeah, it's because it's a brand new cartridge. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure it's like properly loaded. Uh-oh. Do we have a faulty? Oh, no. There we go. There. Okay, we're good. All right. Technical difficulties. Okay. Round 2. Okay. So in the tag and boom. Okay. So my tag is attached to the tag of the pants and it would be great. You know, I would have my thing and I would bring it to JBF. Okay. If I didn't have a tag there, okay, then again, I'm going to look for an inner seam. All right. And in the case of pants, it's typically the waistband. In the case of shirts, it's going to typically be the neck. In the case of a shirt, it can also be this like 4-corner, look at my armpit. It can be this like 4-corner seam that's right here in the armpit. That's a great place to tag because it's really easy to get the tagging needle in there and you won't poke a hole. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to be very, very careful. And I'm only going to poke my needle through this layer. Okay. All right. Okay. It's going to be hard to see because the camera can't like focus very well that close. Okay. So you see my needle is through the inner layer. If while this tagging gun is on here, I flip this and show you the other side, you do not see a needle, right? Because the tagging gun is only through the inner layer. I'm not making a visible hole that people are going to see because that would make my item no thank you. And then I'm just going to pull my trigger, boom, okay, and my tag is attached. All right. So if you are doing tons and tons of clothes this year, like if you have piles of clothes, multiple years worth of clothes that you're cleaning out, if you've got multiple kids, a tagging gun is affordable and will save you time and finger pokes, like what Chrissy was talking about, by using that. It's a great tool. I always use a tagging gun, and I think a lot of our sellers really love it. The key is just to follow those directions and ensure that you're being super conscious that you're not creating holes in your garment when you tag. Oh, I was going to show you like the wrong way to do it. I forgot. Okay, so whoops, we dropped it. So this is, and this will just drive us home. Last little point, okay? Different tag, all right? So if I just said, okay, let me attach my tagging gun, or let me attach my tag, and I'm just going to attach it like, this thing keeps getting flipped around. I'm just going to attach it right here in the middle of the pants, right? Remember, I told you guys this one's stained, so it's going to go into the recycling pile anyway, okay? I'm just going to go right through the fabric, right in the front. Boom. Oh, you can hear it. I don't know. It's not like ASMR, but I could hear it. Okay, boom. Right? So I went right there into the pants. Okay, so that is going to get yanked and pulled and yanked and pulled as people shop. Yanked and pulled as people shop. And look what happened. Okay, that's why we're super careful with tagging guns. A great tool. You just have to be careful that you're putting it in a place where it's not going to damage the item. An inner seam that has a teeny hole, that's fine. Going into a seam where there's already a natural hole, that's fine. Going through like a main outer part of the fabric like this, now this little dude is a no thank you item, and that is super sad. I will tell you, it's always the husbands, guys. Like, I don't mean to pick on the husbands, but that it is always like the end of drop off on Tuesday night. Everybody's bone tired, everybody's exhausted. And there's always like one poor mom in there whose husband helped her tag and he didn't follow the instructions and he tagged like right in the middle of the tag. So I've taught you. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Virginia. How are you guys? Okay, so I've told you, and that's one of the things to think about. Okay, so let me move on and show you guys a couple other examples. If anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to ask them. I can't tell how much of a delay I'm on in the Facebook group, but I do think I'm on a little bit of a delay. So anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to just show you some quick examples of other things that you can um, tag and how that would look. Books. We sell tons and tons of books at JBF. Books sell really well at our sale, and particularly board books and picture books. Like those are just like hotcakes. I think we're a younger sale. Our sales, this will be our 5th sale at JBF Oakland County. We operated for 1 full year plus like we had 1 fall sale in 2023, and I think as our sale ages, we'll sell more chapter books. And I think right now, a lot of the moms participating in the sale have really young kids. And so, for whatever reason, right now, picture books and board books sell like hotcakes at the sale. And popular brands, something like Livery, sells really well too. How do you sell a book at the sale? You make sure that the book is free of damage, that your kiddos haven't drawn or torn on any pages, that there's no sticky apple juice gluing 2 pages together, anything like that. Then you create a tag and you just attach it with painter's tape. We love to attach tags with painter's tape because painter's tape is never going to damage an item that the tag is attached to. And so in the case of a book, we don't ever want to use like Scotch tape or clear packing tape to tape a tag on because that will damage the book. And this painter's tape is going to peel right off and keep the book safe. So this is an example of a way to tag a book. I'm going to comment real quick. Let me see. Okay, so I just replied real quick to Virginia. And yeah, I think I am delayed on Facebook. I don't know why, but I am. So that's okay. All right. I will hang on and make sure that I catch all the comments as they come in throughout anyway. So it should be fine. Okay, so books. That's a way to do a book. I've also got like a soft book here. And if you have a soft book, you can just pin the tag. Any soft items, stuffed animals, even some tennis shoes. Like some tennis shoes, you can use a safety pin if you go like around the laces or something. A lot of like room decor, like a pillow, something like that, you can just use a safety pin to attach a tag. So this is an example of a soft board book. Certain soft toys, especially for babies, you can use a safety pin to attach a tag if you would like. Toys. Toys, it's best to either use clear tape or painter's tape to attach a tag. We like to say that you're going to avoid using clear tape, like the sticky tape, like packing tape or Scotch tape. If you've got something like this, like my kids are done with this, they just never really used this. We're not into it. So I've got the little bluey decal here or picture here, and this is like, screen printed on, or I don't know, dyed on or whatever. Anyway, we know this could like rip off, right? Or it could peel off. And so what we're going to do is make sure that we're putting painter's tape over items like this where the product could be damaged by clear tape. Okay, so attach your tags to things like this with painter's tape. Or you could poke a hole in your tag and then you could use a piece of yarn or a zip tie and you could just secure the tag to the top like so. Items like this, you don't need to put it in a Ziploc bag. Sometimes people like want to put everything in a Ziploc bag. Please don't. Save your money, save the planet. And this is perfectly fine, just like this, with the tag just attached via painter's tape, or like I said, with a piece of curling ribbon, like the, like ribbon from the dollar store, like the birthday party ribbon, or yarn. I like cotton yarn because it's biodegradable, or a zip tie. That'll work great. Another example would be something like this. You can just tape a tag on. This doesn't have any kind of decal or anything, just water spots from my dishwasher. I need to like wipe it off before I sell it. So I would just put a tag on this with clear tape. Or I don't use a lot of clear tape for things. So I would probably just like use a little piece of yarn and attach my tag with a little piece of yarn. If you choose to use something like yarn or a zip tie for a tag, then I like to use a little piece of clear tape and reinforce the tag just to ensure that that doesn't rip open. So I'll put like a piece of Scotch tape right here, and then I will usually like fold it over and do like the little snippy thing, so that I get a little hole in there. And then that's where I'll put my yarn or my zip tie or whatever through. If you have something like this, I've got a lot of baby stuff. My kids are 2 and 4, and so I'm cleaning out the baby stuff right now at my house. And so you'll see like all my baby accessories. If you have something like this is an easy peasy bowl. These are super cool. They get like attaches and kind of like sucks to like the table or the high chair so that the kid can't get it off. And it's silicone-y and it's like slippery on purpose so that it's like suctions to stuff. And I'm pretty sure that I cannot get clear tape to attach to this. There's like nowhere for anything to attach to it. In that case, totally appropriate to drop this in a Ziploc bag. And that's okay. So you'll see if like there's literally no way that you can attach a tag to an item, putting it in like a Ziploc bag is a fine idea. We sell Ziploc bags on our tagging supplies site. And again, they're for cost. The other place I love to get like Ziploc bags and oversized bags to prepare items for the sale is from the dollar store. So I would use one of those for this. I've got an example of some toys here. These are they're called Smart Max toys. These are like little magnet toy things. They're like a toddler version of like Magnetiles. They're like little, like you can build out of them, but these ones are animals. So, and this came in a set of 5. And so, how do I like sell a set of 5 of these together? A Ziploc bag for a set of toys, a set of sippy cups, a set of socks or underpants, like that's perfectly fine. And I put it in a Ziploc bag, and you will notice that I also sealed my Ziploc bag with some clear packaging tape. I really, especially for toys, I like to seal my Ziploc bags with packing tape because our youngest shoppers get really excited to come to the sale, and they like to open stuff and feel it and touch it and play with it. And when we seal the bag with the clear tape, it just ensures all your pieces of your item are going to stay together. So that's a great tip. If I am doing like textiles, like it was a bag of socks or a bag of bibs, I might not use tape. I might leave it because I don't think a little one is going to open the bag probably. And that keeps the bag easily able to be opened by like a shopper who wants to see like is there a stain on like any fabric or anything. And in the case of toys, totally fine to tape the bag closed. And for any item that you bring to the sale, if you do need to secure it like that or tape it closed, we're going to have tons and tons of signs all over the sale that say, hey, if you have questions about this item, if you want to know that it's working correctly, that it's got all its pieces, you can take it to our holds and testing station and you can have the package opened and you can look through it. And then, if you choose not to purchase it, our person at the holds and testing station will make sure that all the pieces are back in it, the item is sealed back up, and it gets put back to the floor. So we have a process in place to manage that. And then the last thing I'm going to show you tonight is shoes, sandals. I picked these because my daughter, she's barely wore these. Okay. They're practically brand new. And yet they have these little frays right here on them. They're in great condition except for these little frays right here. And so what I would do is just take a little pair of scissors and snip that off there, right? So it's they're otherwise totally perfect. It's not even that the sandal is falling apart. It's almost like when you buy, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, if you buy a new shirt or pair of pants or something, and there's a loose piece of yarn, or not yarn, it's thread, a loose piece of thread that is left over from the way they sealed their stitches up or something, and it's just hanging out there. It's almost like that's what this is. And often you just pull it off, pretty much like what this is. So I cut all of the little pieces of fray or whatever they were off. They're practically new. Otherwise, she's worn them twice and they hurt her feet, so she doesn't want to wear them anymore. And I'm going to make sure that my little pair of sandals stays attached together, okay? And so in this case, for a pair of shoes like this, I'm definitely going to want to take a zip tie, or a piece of string and kind of attach them together. Because this is a pair of sandals, just because of the way it is, I could use a safety pin with this too, and that would be fine. It wouldn't hurt it. I'm not going to poke through the item. I'm just going to put my safety pin around there like that. And then I could even just attach my tag there with that same safety pin, and that would be fine. So anything like that that works for you is great. But the point is that shoes, we want to keep the pair together so that one doesn't get lost from the other. In particular, during seller drop-off, it's very busy and can get a little bit chaotic at times, just depending on what the traffic flow is and how many people are dropping off and how much stuff they have when they're dropping off. So the more well secured you can have your items, the less likelihood there is of anything strange happening to them. All right, so it's a 30-minute tag and chat, and we are past 30 minutes. I haven't seen a lot of questions come in, so I am going to go ahead and say good evening to all of you. And then I'll stay online for a little while so that as this continues to stream on Facebook, if people have more questions, I can answer those questions. But I'll be back for tag and chat again next Tuesday at 9 o'clock, the following Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And then the Tuesday after that is going to be load in and drop off night. And so I'll come live to you on Tuesday, March 18th with our initial sneak peek of our floor halfway through drop off. Okay. Thank you everybody who joined me. A ton of you joined me on Instagram. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's super awesome. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. My email is lindsaycrosby@jbfsale.com. I will comment that on all the live videos because my name is spelled funny. And you can always go on our website, and there's a chat bot that you can, or it's not a chat bot, it actually sends a text message to me. But there's a chat feature where you can choose to just send me a little text message on our website. You can text our consignor coach, Chrissy, from our website as well. If you have any questions about how to prepare for the sale, and if you have questions about tickets, whatever it is, we want to hear from you. We exist to help local families say yes to everything that their growing kids need. And so it's our great pleasure to serve you. And I thank you so much for coming on and watching with me tonight or hanging out with me tonight. I'll be back next Tuesday. Until then,